Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for checking out another one of our podcasts. This is the Optimized Webmedia podcast. On today's podcast, we're going to be going over the latest and greatest with respect to digital marketing. We are here to help you stay up to date with respect to the ever evolving and quickly evolving landscape of digital marketing. Now, this is really important for anyone who's in the space for sure. If you are a digital marketer, director of marketing, digital marketing manager within a company, and that's your profession, that's your job. If you are a small business, medium-sized business owner, even enterprise businesses as well, and you want to stay up to date, this podcast is for you. And if you are a student and you are aspiring to become a digital marketer or learn the ins and outs of digital marketing, then welcome to our podcast. We are here to keep you updated. So with that said, thank you guys for tuning in. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, you get to see the visual representation of kind of what we're going through on the YouTube channel. We also are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. So feel free to download our podcast there and, definitely leave us a review, a positive review. It really helps us get our content out to more people. So our mandate is to help to really get you up to speed and provide value in a short period of time. And so we like to try to keep our podcasts, especially these update podcasts, within 10 to 12 minutes or so. And so with that said, let's get into it. And yeah, if you guys are watching on YouTube, please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and let's get into it. All right, so the first article that I'm going to be going through is titled Google August 24 Core Update is rolling it now. One of the aims of the Google August 2024 Core Update is to surface useful content from small and independent sites. And as you guys know, if you guys, this is relevant for those who are really tackling SEO, search engine optimization, on the organic front. So Google, the most popular search engine in the world, is constantly kind of updating its algorithm to ensure that it provides the best user experience for those utilizing its search engine, to give them the best user experience possible. So then if people are searching for very specific things, that they get back quality information, right? And so that's the whole thing. And it's also to mitigate anyone who's just trying to game the system, game the algorithm. And essentially what you'd want to do is make sure that you're always utilizing the most safe strategies possible, because you have to think long term with respect to SEO rather than short term game. So as this article is kind of alluding to, this is a search engine land publication. Said that Google released the August 2024 core update today, and it will take about a month to fully roll out. This update is not just a normal core update. This update takes into account the feedback Google heard since the September 2023 helpful content update that seemed to have a negative impact on many small and independent publishers. So what Google is saying is that today we launched our August 2024 core update to Google Search. This update is designed to continue our work to improve the quality of our search results by showing more content that people find genuinely useful. That is a key word, genuinely useful, and less content that feels like it was made just to perform well on search. So there was also a release back in March 2024 core update. So it's really important to ensure that at the end of the day, what does this mean? This means that you'd want to focus on the fundamentals of what is working for SEO. That means having quality content, making sure that each of the pages on your website has relevant information to those searching for your products or services. And as you're building your website, the content in your website, you want to also make sure that you also have a blog content section that has the relevant keywords. But ensure that you are taking into account that you are addressing the information need of your core audience. So that's why understanding your core audience and your core avatar. So then you can actually provide them with information that is most relevant to them and most valuable to them. The last thing you want to do is just generate content that is just trying to game the system. You want to make sure you have good quality content, on your website. Now, some may ask, how long does it take for websites to rank, and how often should you be doing blog posts? So I think that at the core, you want to make sure that your site navigation of your website is really user friendly and things are interlinked properly within the website. But also, too, the blog post provides you with that opportunity to try to capture keyword rankings on your website. But you want to make sure that that is relevant to your user audience, and then you can interlink within specific areas, even to your homepage as well. I would say if you're just getting started out, you probably don't have the bandwidth and time to do blog posts. I would actually focus on other marketing tactics because blogs do take a long time to rank. But at the bare minimum, I would say a blog post a month. If you can do a blog post a week, better. But you need to make sure that if you're just getting started, that you utilize your time wisely. I would actually focus on other things such as getting your social channels going, building a brand, online presence, and digital presence as much as possible, right? So those are the key things to consider. Now, if you want to stay up to date with respect to the algorithm updates, most of the search engine land, even Journal, Moz, has a good kind of breakdown. We even on our website, optimizewebmedia.com, we also have a section for Google algorithm history updates. And so here's an example of search engine Journal. Moz also has a pretty good one that will give you basically a good summary of what to kind of look out for. There have been things such as penalizing sites that really utilize spam links, backlinks, things like that. Not having relevant content where people just kind of click off after you go into your site. You really want to make sure that at the end of the day, your quality of website is really high quality. The next article is called How Google Search Rankings Work, an in-depth analysis of how Google's complex ranking system works and components like Twillers and nav boost that influence search results. So they kind of break down, this article breaks down, in an infographic of how Google bots, crawl and rank each of the, and index the pages based on certain keywords. It's very technical, so I won't go into too much detail. I would say to kind of, I just talked about this a minute ago with respect to what are the kind of the key things with respect to SEO: good quality content, good site navigation, fast loading time, good mobile experience. Those are kind of the core. Also, too, what you can do is make sure you have all the Google properties or accounts set up. That means Google Analytics, GA4. You also want to make sure you have Google Search, Google, all the Google properties, Google Search Console, things like that. That will give you a lot of insights with respect to the performance of your website. You can also submit your sitemap to Google to flag to Google that you have new content for them to crawl and index. And so, yeah, just make sure you have those set up. If you have an e-commerce site, then you want to make sure that you also have Google Merchant Center set up as well. That will link all your products of your website into Google's Merchant Center. And that's basically it for the for the most part for the Google search engine. On Microsoft's search engine, Bing, Edge, you want to make sure that you have the Microsoft search engine similar to Google's, I guess, backend. You want to make sure that you also connect the Microsoft Bing, and that's essentially linking up the tag to your website. Also to Google Maps, Google Business Profile, make sure you have that set up. Microsoft Bing Places is very similar. You can actually import the information from your Google business profile to your Bing places. They also have Bing, Microsoft Ads as well. There's also, which is very similar to Google Ads. So you want to make sure that all that's set up so then you have all the systems in place to get accurate data, but also too, you can use that data to iterate and improve your campaigns going forward. The next article here is called Google AI Overviews Gains New Citations and Links. Google is also rolling out AI overviews in the UK, India, Japan, Indonesia, Mexico, and Brazil, and expanding Search Labs features and availability. So just be cognizant of, that as AI is rolling out its overviews on Google search, you want to make sure that you're using best practices to rank. And that part of that is ensuring that your website has a lot of great content. It's a good idea to have FAQ sections that you're answering very specific questions that your audience is looking for. You can go to answer.com to find all the type of questions that people might be asking for. You can type in certain keywords and see the top questions asked on Google search. Make sure you're answering those on your website as well. And then next few articles is around PPC. So 8 questions to ask your new PPC clients. Ask these questions to tailor your marketing strategies, deliver measurable results, and set up your clients' relationships for success. The first one is, what are your business goals? Yeah, you need to understand, what are your goals with respect to your PPC? Is it brand awareness? Is it sales, increased inquiries, form fills, things like that? Who is your target audience? You need to understand, what they are, and that way you can get more granular in terms of your targeting. So this is pertaining to Google Ads specifically, PPC, but it can also pertain to like Facebook and Instagram ads as well. What differentiates you from your competitors? Because you need to have a differentiating factor. Why would someone choose you over your competitors? You need to highlight those, and that will in turn enable you to get more granular with respect to your audience targeting, but also to with respect to your copywriting within the search copy. What is your marketing budget? When are the busiest, most important times of the year for your business? And that will give you an indication of, when are the best times to, either increase or kind of dial down your ad budget spend. Who are your main competitors? Knowing your competitors, you can actually get better insights in terms of how to best position your ads. What is the lifetime value of for LTV for customers of your business? That will give you a good idea in terms of what is a good ad budget you want to spend. How quickly do you expect the results? I would even also ask, what are your geo-target locations? So if you want to target very specific provinces within Canada or very specific states within the US, you can also target very specific radius, miles, for instance, or kilometers within a targeted region. You want to get granular in terms of that, right? So those are the things that I would ask for sure. Lead gen, advertising in the automation era, how any brand can succeed. So we kind of touched upon this in a previous podcast, but yeah, AI is definitely being utilized in the PPC space. So definitely, there's performance max campaigns in both the Microsoft Bing ads as well as Google ads. Definitely be keen on that. Spam protection, these are things that you should be cognizant of. CRM, other databases, lead qualification, engagement process experts who understand your ad space. So these are things that you should try to consider with respect to PPC campaign performance and strategy. And the last article here, broad match keywords, when to test and when to avoid. Looking to expand your reach with broad match keywords. Find out how to carefully manage them and avoid overspending on irrelevant ads. I do like broad-based match keywords, especially in the beginning when you're running search ad campaigns in Google Ads to get an idea of the performance of your ads. So you can go after like best paddleboards. What is a paddleboard? Used paddleboards, and you may find that over time that based on the data, you want to try to get at least, for instance, like 10 conversions or 10 clicks, for instance, to be deemed enough data to come through before you start adding negative keywords to your negative keyword list, or basically axing the specific keywords within AdWords or ad campaigns. If you have a small budget, then yeah, that will depend on whether you want to test broad match keywords, because some may be very expensive. So as you get more data, you might want to try to refine your keywords list as well. And so always check the search term reports every few weeks, or more frequently, depending on if you're just getting started out, or you've been running ads for a while. Make sure to look at the recommendation section of the Google Ads as well. But you always want to stay on top of it. Make sure you're managing your budget accordingly, so you don't go overspend on a month-to-month basis. This is especially true when you have multiple ad campaigns running at the same time, concurrently. And so, yeah. With that said, I would say we'll just leave it at that for now. I hope that you found this podcast valuable. This podcast today covered a lot with respect to SEO, search engine optimization, as well as Google Ads and PPC. And with that said, you guys are up to date in the world of digital marketing. Feel free to subscribe to get notified on all of our future content. And with that said, thank you guys very much for watching and listening. Until next time, have yourself a great rest of your day. Take care now. Bye now.